Hi there, I'm David from DB Chartered Accountants. For someone like me, trying to keep people informed about the aid that's available to them to help them cope with the coronavirus restrictions, it's like walking on quicksand. No sooner do I do a video explaining the details of a particular grant than the government, due to necessity, changed their mind and changed the details of the scheme, making hitherto relevant videos somewhat redundant. Over the last week, for example, I've had 4 attempts to create a video providing help about grants available to businesses, only to find that changes have been made before I could get the videos out. In view of this, I thought I would do a video to try and give you an update as at the 7th of November 2020 and some guidance on how you should approach grants. It was evident that the new measures that were announced in the Winter Economy Plan were aimed at weaning people off grant aid and reducing the financial burden that was being placed upon the government. Whatever economies that they aimed at making, they've now had to be abandoned in the face of the new lockdown conditions, forcing many businesses to have to close once again. First, let's have a look at the aid available for employers. Employers have long been familiar with the Job Retention Scheme, whereby employees are furloughed and received 80% of their salary, reducing to 70% in September and 60% in October. This was due to end on the 31st of October, when it was supposed to be replaced by the Job Support Scheme, which was far less generous and, in my opinion, would have caused an awful lot of redundancies. The switch from one scheme to the next was first delayed up to the end of November, then to the end of December, and now they have announced that the Job Retention Scheme and furlough will remain open until the 31st of March 2021. The new extension will apply to any employees that were on the payroll as at the 30th of October 2020. The government will pay 80% of the wages up to a cap of $2,500. Though they say that this will be reviewed in January. It remains to be seen what will happen after the end of March. Will the Job Retention Scheme be retained or amended, or will it simply be closed? And what about the Job Support Scheme? This has been effectively sidelined, and I suspect may be abandoned as simply a bad idea when it gets to the end of March. There's plenty of time for this to be considered and amended in the meantime. No doubt time will tell. What about the aid for the self-employed? They announced that there would be a 3rd and 4th round of self-employed income support scheme in the Winter Economy Plan. The original announcement was that there would be a drastic cut in this from the 80% profits on the first claim and 70% on the second claim. Well, the third claim was to be cut to only 20% of average profits. This was quickly increased to 40% and then was restored to 80% for November only. The reduced rate of 40% was then going to apply for the months of December and January. But then they confirmed that the 80% rate will be retained for the months of December and January as well. The maximum grant will be capped at $5,160. This will then return us back to the situation that existed in August. Whilst the Job Retention Scheme now moves the qualifying date to the end of October so that new people can qualify for the grant, there is no corresponding concession for the self-employed. It's still based upon the accounting profits earned prior to the 5th of April 2019. Now, many self-employed people will by now have submitted their 2020 tax return. And in my opinion, this should be used as a more reliable indicator to base the grant upon. They've indicated that the claims window will open now on the 30th of November rather than the 14th of December as originally announced. Please watch our previous video to give you more details about this scheme. Business grants. Any businesses required to close due to local or national restrictions will also be eligible to claim grants that are based upon the rateable value of their properties, although there are some discretionary grants available to those that don't have rateable property. These grants are administered by local authorities, and details of what is available will be shown on their websites. Having looked at some of these websites, it's evident that the information there is still referring to the tiered system that was in place before all of us being subject to national lockdown. It's thus evident that this may again be subject to change, so there is little point in putting present details in this video. What you need to do is to keep looking at what's available by means of making regular checks to your local authority website, say every week. You simply have to apply for whatever grant you think you might be eligible to. What's the worst that can happen by doing this? I suppose your application will be turned down. However, if you simply don't apply, then it's certain you won't get a grant. It is said that there will be more information provided on Tuesday, so I'll probably do a further video in response to this. Please ensure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel so you get notification when I do new videos to help you. At times like this, we simply need to help each other. If any business owner needs any help, please contact me on help@deb-accountants.co.uk and I'll endeavour to respond to you. These videos that we create are definitely not sales orientated. Like a lot of accountants around, we simply want to provide help for those that need it. Well, that's it for this video. Please keep well and safe. Bye for now.